did good to get away with a win, like you say. Well done to them.
Yeah.
The final game was West Tigers 29, Bulldogs 28. Thompson played for the Bulldogs, but yeah, not great. We did get a fan viewing on this.
Yeah, so David Hunt says, I sort of feel for the Bulldogs. They're putting in a better effort than a lot of other teams that just don't have the talent. But then I remember they're the Bulldogs that with the world. Just need Manly down there with them. I suppose on a weekend where you've had a defeat, and you kind of clutch at any straws you can, don't you, David? So that's fair enough.
Obviously a bit tough for them here, weren't it, to lose right on the hooter, pretty much. So they're working hard for the temporary coach of the Bulldogs. Still work to be done though.
Yeah. So standings, all right. So Panthers are top on 25 points, followed by the Storm on 24 and Eels on 22. The Roosters and Raiders both have 18. Knights have 17 in 6th, with the Sharks and Rabbitohs making up the top 8 with 16. West Tigers and Sea Eagles are 4 points adrift of the top 8. Then come the Dragons and Warriors on 10, Titans on 8, Cowboys and Broncos on 6, and finally the Bulldogs on 4 points.
Yeah, that's all the results. Let's now move on to predictions, where, well, we've only got one Challenge Cup game.
It'll be a quick one.
It is predictions, and it's round 6 of the Challenge Cup, the craziest round the Challenge Cup's probably ever seen. And we're down to just one game. We don't know when the Hull FC versus Castleford game is going to be sorted out. People have been talking about wanting to sort out some other games from Super League this weekend. I don't expect that to happen, but you never know with how things are. People have to be adaptable and stuff. So maybe our predictions will, we'll miss our prediction opportunity again here. But we know that we've got this game to talk about. Saturday, 2:30 p.m. BBC One. For Catalans versus Wakefield. I mean, I'm going to go Catalans by 16. I don't see them winning by as much, but I don't see Wakefield being able to do a full turnaround in a week with the injury situation they've got.
No, I can't disagree with you. I think, even flying in, out, and then in and then out, I can't see Wakefield being able to get over their injury toll and their general, not great form. So I'm going to go Catalan by 20. I think it could be quite a big one.
Well, this in and out business seems to actually be going quite well for Catalans now. Now they've got into the rhythm of it. The first week it was a problem, but the last 2 weeks it's been absolutely fine.
It hasn't affected them, has it? Yeah. It's like anything, you get into a routine, don't you?
Yeah, and I did wonder this week because of the change of routine a little bit, because with the travel restrictions that have come in since the week before, with France being added to the quarantine list and stuff, they couldn't go to hotels and stay in a hotel for a few hours or, go elsewhere. They had to go straight to the ground and then go straight to the airport from the ground to be able to not have to go through the full 2-week quarantine protocols. So, and we assume it's going to be reciprocated the other way. Until we're told that it's not going to be reciprocated the other way when British teams go over to Catalans come September time. There's no talking point there, is there, I suppose? But it seems to be suiting them, this in and out in a day. It might be what they go with long term. I mean, if they're winning, you would expect they'd be able to they'd be happy to put their hands in the pockets to help them keep winning on away trips.
Maybe so.
So we both think Catalans. There'll be no Sam Tompkins. Yep. We expect probably Israel Folau will return. So we're looking at Mead at fullback probably, aren't we, for them this week? Whilst Arthur Morg was good, Mead is better, you would think.
Yes. You just can't see... You can't see many Wakefield bodies back either, can you? So yeah.
They're going to have to start throwing the kids in, which could work out well, but it depends how that system works. How much are those kids playing with the senior players already? Are they playing to a similar system all the way up? That sort of stuff. Will it be a Leeds bringing in the kids, or will it be a Wigan bringing in the kids, and a St Helens bringing in the kids, where it's seamless for some sides, but not for others? Round 15 of the NRL. Check your Sky listings or go and get NRL Watch NRL app or whatever if you're worried about which games are on. But I think it's going to be the first George Williams game for the Raiders that we don't get to see, which is a shame unless we've got Watch NRL. But the Brit Watch picks are the Broncos versus the Dragons Friday at 10:55am, Titans versus the Raiders Saturday at 6am, West Tigers versus the Roosters Saturday at 8:30am, Rabbitohs versus the Sea Eagles Saturday at 10:35am, and the Bulldogs versus the Warriors Sunday at 5am. Any games that in particular stand out for you? That Rabbitohs Sea Eagle one is important, isn't it, at this stage, with what, just over a quarter of the season left?
Yeah, after this round there'll be 3/4 done. So if the Seagulls have any chance of making the top 8, they've kind of got to beat the teams that they're in direct competition with, and Rabbitohs are one of those. So I would say this is a must-win for the Seagulls, but I just think the Rabbitohs will win, personally.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a crucial kick from Reynolds again.
And yeah, for the Bulldogs, it's one of the last games you think that they've got that fighting chance for a win and trying to avoid the spoon. I'd quite like to see a Bulldogs win against the Warriors, as much as I think the Warriors have done a fantastic thing for the NRL generally. I'd like to see the Bulldogs win that one tomorrow on Sunday.
Yep. And we don't think Ryan Hall's going to play for the Roosters, but we've thrown it in there just in case he does. Make sure you send in your fan views on the games. Tell us how terrible our pronunciation of your players, young stars coming in the NRL are, because there's just an endless production line of these 6'2", 15 stone, 19-year-olds. that look and play the same whether they're in the second row or the fullback position. It's just the depth over there of talented kids. It's just insane. It's hard to keep up with. It really is. Yeah,
it really is.
Okay, I'm going to move into the wrap up now then. Wrap-up time, Alan. The SLP quiz this week is a tribute to James Roby. If people thought we didn't dwell on James Roby enough in the coverage of the St Helens game, it's because we've saved talking about him to this stage to sort of finish with a bit of a tribute by giving 3 simple questions. Might be trickier to answer, but the questions are simple. All based on his Rugby League project stats after he brought up 500 career appearances this weekend, so obviously predominantly for St Helens, but within that as well, England appearances, Great Britain appearances. Absolutely phenomenal effort for James Roby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's he's one of those kind of Super League defining players, and even you like him, so, and that says something for a Saints player. So I think that's all you really need to know about Roby.
You can't not. I think sometimes he gets away with stuff because of his reputation of being this clean-cut nice guy. He does do niggly things on the pitch sometimes and so I think, but he's 34 now, isn't he? He's been around for a very, very long time. He made his debut in 2004 for St Helens, and obviously for the first 7 years of his career, was it 6 years? Did Cunningham retire after 2010? Yeah. He interchanged with Kieran Cunningham, and then both of them kind of played a bit of 9 and 13 in games and stuff like that as well. And then he became the mainstay and just played every week, 80 minutes, apart from the 1 year he got injured. Every week, 80 minutes, 8 or 9 out of 10. And just now we've started to see Bill S. Preston come in and spell him. The thing is, it's James Roby that's got the time machine, not Bill S. Preston. It just is. He is a remarkably consistent player. I don't think we've seen. I don't think you see that many players that are that consistent throughout their career. Obviously, another number 9 on the other side of the world has done it, and done it for a similarly large amount of games in Cam Smith. But Roby's peak might not be quite necessarily as impressive sometimes as maybe Cunningham's best moments were, but Roby has never had a bad game. I can't think of a bad game I've seen him play, and it's hard because I want him to have bad games every time he plays. He plays for the team that are my rivals.
No, he's a complete player, and yeah, the longevity and the standard of performances kind of puts him on that pedestal.
And of course,
much
his won a Man of
anybody
Steel has been, a short list for Man of Steel numerous other times. He's won a Man of the Match in the grand final. He has produced big games throughout his career.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
So, three simple questions about James Roby. So, which side has James Roby played against the most times?
Wow, okay. So, it has to be a Super League ever present. I'm going to say Wigan on the basis of multiple derbies a season.
Yeah, it is Wigan. 48 times, according to Rugby League Project stats, he's played against the Wigan Warriors.
Wow.
Question 2. Which side has Roby won against the most times?
So what I'm looking for is a Super League ever present who has been perennially underperforming. Let me think. I'm going to go slightly left field. I'm going to say Warrington.
It is Warrington. Yeah. Well, it makes sense when you think about it. One, they couldn't buy a win at Saints for most of the Super League era until 2 years ago. And two, they are that side that you mentioned, Super League ever present, who gets far but doesn't get all the way.
Don't go all the way.
Yeah, 33 times anyway that St Helens have beaten Warrington in Roby's appearances. As an aside, in his whole career, he only has a losing record against Leeds and Australia. He has a winning record against every other opponent side he's faced, either domestically or internationally.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, his record against Australia isn't insane. He's won 1 and lost 10. But even the Leeds record, I think it's only 1 or 2. The swing is only 1 or 2 wins one way or another. Obviously, those three grand finals in 4 years against Leeds. No, 4 in 5 years, weren't it? Was kind of damaged that stat, but otherwise pretty epic there. Finally, which side has Roby scored the most tries against?
Oh man, I don't even know how many he's got.
He's not prolific, is he?
No.
According to his Wikipedia, because that's quicker to get up, he has scored 107 times for St Helens and 6 times for Great Britain and England combined.
I'm going to say he scored the most against Cass.
Stats are out of date. Cass, you've gone with Cass. No, it's Leeds. Leeds Rhinos. 13 times he scored against the Leeds Rhinos. Yeah,
even with a losing record.
Exactly. So even when his team don't step up to the plate against Leeds. He is doing, by the looks of those stats. He scored 11 against London, Wakefield and Wigan. There is other teams that he scored plenty against. He's also scored the one and only drop goal of his career so far against Leeds, which was last year